Hello folks, Fuzz here. In the last No Kuni II episode I showed you how it is you can learn the Retrial spell, which will allow you to re-battle the Kingsmakers that we've already engaged throughout the game. And it's a great spell actually. It's also a great way of gaining experience, and I'll explain that a little bit later on. But I'm going to show you today how you can actually find the 4 Kingsmakers in order to re-battle them once you do have the Retrial spell. So if you don't have that spell, then go and check out the previous video where I explain how to get that. Today is all about how you use it. So there are 4 places that we can go to, each of which will have a Kingsmaker that we can battle again. And the first I'm going to show you is northwest of Ding Dong Dell, at a location called the Cradle of Creation. So I'll just show you where that is on the map here. You will need the airship to get here. There's Ding Dong Dell, and we're just northwest of that location. You'll also notice there's a trapdoor here, which is great. Means that you can teleport back each time you want to go ahead and reface this particular Kingsmaker, which is Oakenheart, or whatever its name is. So we go into the Cradle of Creation here, and all we need to do is approach the altar, and that will allow us to re-battle using the Retrial spell. So I mentioned as well that you can use this to gain experience, and the reason that works is if we go ahead and cast Retrial here, let's just wait for the animation to play out. So we get the portal on the floor. Okay, so what I was saying was, you can go ahead and battle as you'd expect, and Oakenheart's at level 50. Well, that might not sound that exciting, but here's the thing. Every single time you defeat one of these bosses, their level increases by 5 for the next battle. Okay, so they will keep increasing each time you defeat them by 5 levels, their levels, and then that will cap out at, I think it's 120, so obviously higher than the actual player level cap. So you can keep battling these guys, and eventually you're going to be racking up loads of experience. It's a great way of leveling. Not the most optimal way, I'll be talking about that in a future video, but if you enjoy battling these Kingsmakers, then it is a very useful method. Now, the other good thing about killing these guys is they will also drop gear, and obviously as they get higher level, the gear they drop is going to be of higher quality. But I won't show you these battles because we've seen them all before, so I'll just go ahead and show you the next 3 locations as well. So next up then we're going to have the Cradle of Fire, and I've just teleported over to Goldpaw here. That's Goldpaw right in front of us. And it's very close to this one. We're just going to literally start heading south and a little bit over to the west, and you can see it there. And once again, there's going to be another trapdoor so that we can immediately access this place again in the future. So this is also, of course, going to give us another 4 trapdoors if you don't yet have the trophy to get 50 of them. There's about 56, I think, or 57 trapdoors in the game. So it is useful that you can get 4 of them right here. And it's the same thing really, just go ahead into the cradle, access the altar, whatever this is, this bit of text, and you'll go ahead and be able to cast the Retrial spell and access that particular fight once more, the Goldpaw one. Well, I'll show you the next one then. I'll just check the level of this one before we do that actually, what it starts at. Okay, so they all start at level 50 by the looks of things, and that's interesting because obviously Longfang wasn't level 50 when we first battled him, but they all start at level 50, so stronger than their initial counterparts that were lower level than that, especially for some of these earlier ones, but again, they do all increase by 5 levels as well each time you beat them. Okay, so there actually isn't a trapdoor for this next one, because what we're going to do is use the trapdoor for 3,000 fathoms deep, which is in the Abyss area, so we'll go ahead and teleport over there. And this one is the one that's located actually inside the dungeon. So from here we're going to head just down the linear path. And we're going to use the water spout right at the end. So you'll remember where we fought this Kingmaker last time as part of the story, I should think. But if not, I'll just show you the path anyway. And then the cradle, which is the Cradle of the Debt, is just ahead of us as we come off that water spout. And as you can expect, it's pretty much the same thing as with the other 2. We're going to head inside, head up to the writing on this block, and we'll go ahead and select yes to the casting Retrial. Get the lovely animation here. And there we have it. We can see that we can go ahead now and select a battle against Brine Skimmer, once again at level 50. Let's go ahead now and find the last one. And we're going to be heading over to Broadleaf. And in fact, we can actually just select on the Broadleaf map the Cradle of Wisdom. So apologies, I'm messing up with the tripdoors. There's actually only 2 that we can get, but that's cool. And look, we're right here. So we can head inside right after we've used the tripdoor there for Cradle of Wisdom. And that will take us straight to the altar, the dialogue, whatever it is you want to call this thing. The stone. And we can rebattle against Bastion, who was perhaps the most fun of the 4 Kingsmakers that we fought, in my opinion. Just because there was so much variety to the encounter, wasn't there? Running up the platforms, which, yeah, was a little bit annoying. But also the battle itself was quite a challenge as well, I thought. But there we have it. Alright, we can battle Bastion once again at level 50, levelling him up as we go ahead and defeat him. But I'm going to go ahead and finish off then now, guys. I'm not going to show you, as I say, the battles themselves. We've seen them before, and it's pretty much the same thing. They just get harder each time. But thanks for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, please don't forget to leave a like, and come back soon for more No Kuni II. Take care.